Lashes and skincare for the Talk 365 team is provided by Aesthetics Plus of Utah.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, I hope you logged onto our Facebook page. I hope you have signed up for our brand new giveaways we're doing weekly and monthly with University Credit Union. And also, I hope you check out where we asked you to share your experiences with buying cars, because as soon as I get a bunch of great stories, I'm going to start reading them on the air. And Tripp had a great one. I've got great ones, so go and check out our Facebook page. Okay, I had a chance to talk with Mr. Dennis Parker again. His backstory is he was a sales guy for his whole career and his whole life, and he learned hypnotherapy along the way, and he used the techniques with his guys. And they were the #1 sales team in the country every year, and they would pull Dennis into a conference room every year and be like, "What do you do different, Parker? What's the deal?" Their national offices, and he'd be like, "I don't know, I just got great guys, I got good taste." But he was teaching them how to get over their fears and how, because sales is a tough game.
It's a horrific thing to do. I was taught this very early on. We were doing high school football down in Vegas, and I went into the Saturn dealership, and the owner of the store, who is an amazing man, said, "Tripp, you have to walk in here knowing that you're doing me a favor." And I said, "Cliff, how's that?" And he goes, "I'm a local car dealer and I want to support the community. And by being on high school football, which is a small thing," he said, "you're doing me a favor."
Wow.
And if you adopt that attitude every time you call someone on the phone for sales,
it changes the entire game. And there are more techniques other than that, in even just understanding how to match somebody's mood, their preferred way of communicating. There are so many little things that he can teach you. So what the Certified Hypnotherapy Training School is an opportunity to change your career, or go in and learn these techniques at a discounted rate and learn them at the level of being a clinical hypnotherapist and be able to help your friends, your family, yourself. And he also has workshops for people who are into sales and sports performance or performance in general, which is happening September 6th. The fall round is happening. So check out his website and then check this out right now. You're gonna love it.
Talk 365's Talking Wellness segment is brought to you by the Certified Hypnotherapy Training School with wellness team expert Dennis Parker.
Hey everybody, welcome to Talk 365's special Talking Wellness. Today I am up talking with Mr. Dennis Parker once again. Dennis, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
So last time we were here, we pretty much dove in and defined what is hypnosis, what is hypnotherapy, and broke down how it works and why people should want to not only have hypnotherapy to better their life, but come to the school and learn how to do it, because then you learn how to better your life forever and others around you, and you really break it down and it really sinks in. But what I want to talk about today is all the different kinds of fields people are in that hypnotherapy can benefit, and primarily focus on sports and sales, because I think that's one thing out there that I have always known, that golfers, particularly with the yips, they will seek out hypnotherapy, or performers. I know a lot of actresses or singers that have had hypnotherapy to be able to like sing out and reduce their anxieties and fears around performance. So with that, I've heard about that being successful before. It's kind of readily known, and I want to talk about why. Why does it work so well?
Okay, well, there's several factors to it. The first one is when you mention performance anxiety. Anxiety, as people want to call it, anxiety or fear, or people give it different labels, worry, whatever. Those emotions are generally created naturally by having a negative expectation of the outcome.
Okay.
So if we think something's going to go poorly or go wrong for us, then normally the natural response to that is we're going to have some fear or anxiety. So a lot of that is about how do you change the expectation of the outcome in the mind in advance. And if somebody has past memories where they didn't perform well, so let's say in sports, for example, I worked with one LPGA player that every time she got on the 14th hole of this particular golf course, she always had this image in her mind that she was always going to slice it off to the right?
Okay.
So every time she let that former memory go through her mind, actually what happens is, people want to call it muscle memory, but I don't believe that actually exists. In my world, everything starts as a thought. So if you have the thought and the memory of doing that last time, and you let that same thought go through your mind just before you perform, that thought through the imagination is what sets the body up to do that same thing again.
Wow.
So when we teach people how to control their thought processes in those ways, and they can stay out of those former memories or restructure or reconfigure those memories in new ways, now they're not setting up to do the same old thing. They now have a new pattern and they can perform at a new level.
Oh my goodness. So I'm immediately going to being a ballet major from the University of Utah. Really prestigious, great school, great education. Go U ballet department. But I always learned muscle memory was a thing, and it was so important that you develop the correct muscle memory, and I think it is to an extent, but where I know you are 100% right that there is something in that theory that just doesn't work. In studio, I could do 2 and 3 turns every time. I was a turner. In a performance, nope. Not consistently like that. You put me on the stage, you put the lights, that anxiety rising, I couldn't do it like there, but in studio, so if muscle memory were 100% true, what I could do in the studio, I should be able to do on the stage, no problem.
Exactly.
It's in the mind, it's that thought.
Exactly, and so what we need to be able to do is go in and work with the athlete or the salesperson, because sales is the same way, in the extent that somebody went into the boardroom, they gave this big presentation and it was a bomb. Every time they go into the boardroom, if they haven't correctly dealt with those things or cleared those out of their minds correctly, they go back into the boardroom thinking this may also be a bomb. That's what generates all that anxiety. It's this negative expectation of the outcome. So we teach people how to change those thought patterns and how to create a positive expectation of the outcome. When you do that, you change anxiety and fear into enthusiasm and excitement. And we believe that the emotion in the central nervous system is identically the same emotion. It's just what we choose to call it or label it based on our expectation of the outcome.
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna make you slow that down because this is something we've talked about a lot. And I actually so love this. And what you are saying is that the same feelings you are feeling when you're having that anxiety, your heart pounding, you're starting to get nervous, you're starting to sweat. If your emotional content going through your head is thinking excitement and happiness and creating awesome in your life and your world and things are awesome around you, it's the exact same chemical breakdown in your body. The same thing is happening when you're excited and happy and super great in your life and your world as when you're panicking and having an anxiety attack. Only difference is your thought process, which is amazing because you change the thought, you change the experience.
Yeah, well, the other thing that we do in hypnotherapy for sports performance is that people have in their subconscious mind, they have fixations of past experiences again that are still emotionally charged. So fixation is a memory that it carries emotion with it. So when you think about it, you get angry still, or you get fearful, or you have some other reaction to the memory. And so just a quick story, I worked with one collegiate golfer who was preparing to go on the LPGA tour. And what her coach was telling me the problem was that every time she would hit the ball, her drives would be short, her iron shots were short, her putts were short, and they were accurate. She was always right on line, she was on target, she was getting all of the fundamentals accurate, but as far as her distance went, she never had the distance. So we did the session, and through these processes we can go back into the mind and actually trace the emotion back to the thought process that's actually creating the problem. And in her thought processes, she had 2 experiences in her youth that had actually set her up for this problem. One of them was her father was a big golfer and wanted her to be a major golfer and started her out very young, 3 or 4 years old. But she had this memory of being in the house, and her father was teaching her how to golf as a 4-year-old. He told her, now swing at it, honey, and hit this ball, and she took this hard swing as hard as she could. The club came back over her head, and her father was behind her coaching her. She caught him in the side of the head and cut him all the way along his head.
Oh no.
Yeah, and he started bleeding profusely. If you ever seen head wounds.
Oh, they're terrifying.
Yeah, so he was there alone with her, and she remembers him putting a towel on his head and driving down the hospital. And so she had these 2 reinforcements that if I give something everything I've got, somebody's going to get hurt. And that was the subconscious belief that was holding her back and never allowing her to take full swings and get the full distance out of everything that she needed.
And prior to having hypnotherapy, Were those memories at the forefront of her mind?
She
Was that
didn't-
something she like
she
recalled?
She had no idea that that was the problem, what was going on.
Wow.
But that's the beauty of what we do, is we know how to work with the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And certain levels of hypnosis or trance, pondering we call it, give us access to the conscious and the subconscious mind at one and the same time. So the person can finally consciously know what it is that's really bothering them down here. And then through our processes, we help them restructure it, reframe it, whatever term you want to use. Desensitize from those experiences by altering the perception of the memory, desensitizing the imagination, and then that collapses the emotional content. Now the anxiety, the fear of giving it all she all she has again is gone, and now she's hitting all of her distance as well as her accuracy, and her game is vastly improved.
You have discovered how the imagination works.
Right.
Over the course of this isn't something that everybody who is practicing clinical hypnotherapy understands. This is exclusive to Dennis Parker, this ability to learn how to control the imagination, how it relates to your emotions, and how then if you have control of it, you can change your behaviors. You can get rid of the yips, you can not have anxiety, you can feel excitement. You learn how to do that on your own without the need of a therapist helping you through it. This is just his thing, which is why I'm here, because I want people to understand what a gift you are to us and what a gift the school is and what a huge opportunity it is to get in here and take this class, because I know you have budgets out there. Everybody out there right now probably has something set aside to do some kind of continual education in the field you're in, or just personally you want to do something that would be inspiring, go and take one of those lectures or something like that, or you've got money set aside that you're going to therapy to better your life that way. I'm saying come here, take the school. Become certified in hypnotherapy, either to become a therapist if you want to change your life in that way and have a whole career change, or have this be your career, or have it benefit you in sports, in performance, in any aspect of your life. It is absolutely amazing. It will change it. It will up your game no matter what you do. Speaking of upping your game, if you are a salesperson or you are a sales manager, right now you guys are doing a special thing, a positive mind management workshop for salespeople. How does that work?
What you want to do is go to our website, positivemindmanagementservices.com, and click on the sales tab, and all the information is there. But what we're offering is we're teaching salespeople these new mental skills and teaching them emotional skills that will help them to overcome all of the natural fears that salespeople experience, fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of I'm not good enough, and how to actually have greater self-discipline and stay out of the sales slump. So salespeople have rejection all day long. How do you recover from that instantly and keep going and do your best on every new sales call? So it's very powerful. It really has helped me in my career. And just so people know, I was a sales manager for 30 years and managed a sales force of over 100 salespeople in a 3-state area. And this is an area that I'm very familiar with and have used these processes with for many years.
If you're interested in any of this, be sure and log into his website, because we have more of these videos. Last time we defined what hypnosis is, what hypnotherapy is. We talk at length. We talk with different students about what their plans are, what they're learning in the school. So check out all of our wellness series that's living there, or on our YouTube page or our website. They'll be there as well. And then for this sales workshop, we have special pricing for mentioning that they saw us on Talk 365 today, right?
We do. For sales managers who want to check this out, we're doing an introductory offer of where if you bring 2 of your salespeople who are paid seminar participants, the manager can attend free. So we want to encourage sales managers to come out, check out this training, see how effective it is.
So log on, sign up, check out the school, check out our stuff. Dennis, thank you again for such a wonderful conversation. All the information, I love it.
Thank you. It's been great being with you again.
I can't wait for the next time.